Tonight we continue our tour of Kula Wild Adventure Park, the only place in Fiji where you get to interact with and see wildlife up close and personal in a closed setting. From parrots to owls to bats and peafowls, let's find out more about these CITES listed species of Fiji.
Now these are our barn owl. If you know Lulu, the Fijian version of owl, Lulu, and the Hindi version is Ulu. So Lulu and Ulu. Lulu and Ulu. Alright. Now in the daytime when we come here, there's not much activity from them. This is because they are like active more in the night.
Right.
Daytime they'll be just sleeping and resting. Normally their natural habitat would be in the daytime. They'll be like making hollows in the trees and they'll go and get inside it and they'll stay away from people. So we don't try to provide much of that. Otherwise, if you will be walking by, you won't be seeing anything. Normally every evening we feed them with chickens, baby chickens, something meat like that. And in the morning when the staffs come here, they would find like thin black slimy pellets which they will like rehydrate it and they'll take it out and like they won't digest it in there. Yeah, they will digest it, but they will puke it out again.
Okay.
So that's how they eat, and then they'll take it out.
So do they eat that back again?
No.
Oh.
Sometimes they would just leave it aside, and if they get hungry and there's nothing, they'd go for it again. But
Maybe they're just taking in the proteins from the juices or something. I don't know. I'm not they're nocturnal.
Yeah, normally sometimes when we come here, like they are like all surprised for a while what's happening around them, and it takes a while for them to gain their consciousness.
Yeah.
So sometimes we'll find them like really surprised and puzzled, like looking around what's happening.
Did you know barn owls get divorced? They are monogamous birds, but a quarter of them will find new partners if they don't make enough babies. They'll stick it out for a year before they finally separate, but they refuse to see other owls until it's officially over. And did you know owls have long, slender legs underneath all those feathers? Cool, huh?
Alright, let's move into this cage and meet our Pacific Harrier. So this is Jill. Like Jack and Jill.
What?
This is Jill.
Where's
Hi, Jill.
Is there a Jack?
There was a Jack, but Jill doesn't want Jack. She chased him away.
Okay. Yeah, so I guess all the females, we're all the same, right?
Yeah, they try to dominate and claim herself around. So no, that's actually, I think it's normal for these birds.
Yeah.
But we've known about them. The birds are like that. The females would be larger than the males, and they will be dominating. They'll be chasing the males around. Go, get me food. No food, I'll be eating you. So something for fun.
Sounds about
but
right.
yeah, that's how it is. They'll stay home and they'll want the males to go get the food for them. And if they fail, they'll be chased and beaten by them.
Okay.
So that's what happened with Jack. When Jack was here, I think he was quite lazy, and Jill doesn't like that.
Yeah.
So she keeps chasing him around and around, and we didn't want to hurt Jack anymore. We had to remove him out from here.
Oh, okay.
So and Jill doesn't like any other company with her. We've tried. We have tried sometimes. A few months back, I think a year ago, one of the locals, he brought us one of the males, and we happened to put him here after our quarantine session with them, and then we put him here, but she didn't like it. She started chasing him around as well. So I guess she likes herself to be alone.
She's a strong, independent woman that don't need no man or anyone. So are they from the eagle family? Because she looks like an eagle.
It is from an eagle family. It's from the birds of prey family, like the eagles here.
Yeah.
And they'll be feeding basically anything small, rodents and rats or chickens moving around. They would also feed on the roadkills as well. Okay, now that's Jill. Let's see Cocky. Here we go. Cocky is a sulfur-crested cockatoo, and we also call her Ratu.
How come Ratu?
Well, yeah, that's a long story. Ratu actually was brought in here when the movie Swiss Family Robinson was shot in Fiji. Ratu came in here with her partner Charlie. So when Ratu was brought in here, at first people thought her that it was a boy, and they all called him Ratu. But then later on, it was found to be a girl. So we still have that name, the Ratu for her, and she actually recognizes herself by the word Ratu. You can see she's like, oh, Ratu, hi Ratu, hi Ratu. So what happened when they were brought in here? After the movie was shot, they couldn't go back home just because of a few quarantine problems, and then these two they were given to us. So we had them. Charlie sadly passed away a few years back, but we really don't know how old he was, because these birds, they can live quite a long time. They can go up to like 120 years, 100 to 120 years. Yeah.
Wow. Hi Koki. Hi Koki. Cockatoos are my favorite birds.
These birds can be very smart. They can like reply to you. But Ratu has been quiet for a long time now. I think after Charlie passed away. Charlie was the talkative one.
Oh.
He was a chatterbox. He would talk and reply to you. And if you show him a peanut, for the peanut he'll just like do all his moves.
All the tricks.
So, yeah, all the tricks, all his moves will be out there just for that peanut. But Ratu is quiet.
She looks like an old girl. She looks like a grandma who's a widow now, and that's the vibe I'm getting from her. So this is the free flying bird?
Yep, free flying aviary, where you will meet more of our island races of this red-breasted musk parrot.
This is the red-breasted musk parrot.
Yes.
This is kaka? Kaka or kaka?
Kaka.
Kaka.
Yeah, kaka, it's a Fijian name for them, the kaka.
It's from Kandavu.
Kandavu, yeah.
Our camera guy is from Kandavu.
Oh, see?
Yeah.
So the Kandavu race is much lighter in color. You can see. The Taviuni race, they are like darker in color.
Yeah.
There is one of the Taviuni race hiding there, and that's the Kandavu one out there.
Okay. So the Kandavu and the Taviuni parrots are getting along.
Well, actually, like I say, most of these birds were taken off from the locals.
Yeah.
And when they were brought to us, they were like in such a condition that they wouldn't mind even if they are like kept together. They'll just sit quiet in a corner, and when we put them together, they just relax and stay there. And slowly we've come to see they just don't mind the company. They're okay. The only problem arise when from the same island race there is another male around.
Oh, okay.
So the males become very dominant.
Dominant.
There,
Okay.
Yeah. But they are okay with the females.
All right. And who is this? Hello. Wow, look at the colors.
And here we have again the Taviuni race.
Okay. See, the Taviuni species are very colorful.
Just like me. And the Taviuni race are very smart too.
Yeah.
You can see they are very social kind. They can be very cheeky too.
Yeah.
Sometimes they'll find something shiny on you and they'll come, fly around, pick on that shiny stuff and they'll take away,
off with it.
hide it somewhere. So for our viewers, if you are coming into the aviaries, please hide your shiny stuffs. They might be stealing it.
Are you trying to talk? What are you saying? Do they like fly onto people's hands and stuff?
They do.
Hi. How are you? I'm sorry. What are you saying? No, I'm not fighting with you. I just think you're really pretty.
I didn't bring anything. Come. Hop on. Come on. Hop on.
But the colors are just so gorgeous. My gosh. Just like people from Taviuni, we're very colorful and gorgeous. I'm kidding.
Coming up next, let's learn more about species like these parrots that are listed in the CITES.
This one here is from the island of Viti Levu, where we are now, our mainland. but I believe we haven't seen them out in the wild.
No, I've never seen that.
No, yeah.
What are they? Sulfur?
Sulfur breasted.
Breasted.
It's like the red breasted.
Yeah.
That's the sulfur breasted.
Do they poop on people?
Only if you're lucky.
It's a blessing. Hi, Jade.
Ooh, big boy.
So did you get that smell?
Yeah,
That musky kind of smell?
Yeah, I did actually.
Yeah. So that's why we call them the musk parrot.
Oh.
Just because they give out that musky kind of smell. And
Yeah.
they would always like spread that out if they're trying to attract the females or they feel cornered and in fear, they will give that smell out. that musky
it's
kind
their
of smell.
pheromone. Okay.
So
Who are you trying to attract? There's two females here. Or maybe he's afraid of the Alkandavu.
the Kandava species, yeah. Alright, so here you will find the same of our birds, same species of our birds.
Yeah.
But what's unique about these guys is that they were brought to us, they were being taken off from local families.
Yeah.
Like I say, everyone adores them, I know. Everyone wants to have them as pets.
Yeah.
Cage them up or keep them and make them talk. But sadly, we don't have much knowledge about these birds. And what we do, keeping them as pets, we don't know how to feed them, we don't know how to take care of them, and we get them sick and stressed out.
Yeah.
And once that happens, they start losing their feathers, they start plucking their feathers out. You will see some of these birds here as well. They're actually, all these island rays are kept together and they don't mind the company here together. They're okay. This is because they're so much stressed out that they just don't bother to fight with anyone. They just sit quiet in a corner. But yeah, they're picking up and they're getting healthy now. And once you see they're like doing good, they're being shifted into the other cages, next cages.
Okay.
So yeah, like I say, locals don't know about how to
Yeah.
keep them as pets. So I don't think it's a good idea. If you don't know about an animal, how to take care of it, please don't take them at home and keep them as pets, because
them
you're just gonna, the final stage would be that it's gonna die. It won't survive. It's better to just have a stray cat or a dog at home and keep them as pets because we know much about them. But these birds, they are protected. We are to protect them, and since we are doing this job, and a great helping hand from our community would be a good thing too.
You know what? I really don't agree with birds being kept as pets in cages because they have wings for a reason. They're meant to fly, and it's just not nice for you to have birds as pets. Honestly, that's not even up for argument. The international trade in wildlife is estimated to be worth around US $10 billion per year and includes hundreds of millions of plants and animal species. These range from live specimens such as parrots and plants to wildlife products derived from them, for example, handbags made from crocodile leather, wooden musical instruments made from mahogany, and tourist items such as turtle shell jewelry. Unregulated international trade in wildlife and wildlife products can lead to overexploitation and possible extinction of species. The Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species of Wild Flora and Fauna, or the CITES, is an agreement developed between governments to ensure that international trade does not threaten a species' survival. To date, 175 countries, known as parties, have joined CITES, with 8 in Oceania, which is Australia, Fiji, Palau, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, Samoa, Solomon Islands, and Vanuatu. The convention has 3 lists of species or appendices that are considered to be at risk from international trade. Appendix 1 includes species that are threatened with extinction. Examples of Appendix 1 species include all whales and dolphins. The import and export of whale products, including tambua, which is the sperm whale tooth, must be accompanied by appropriate CITES documents. Appendix 2 includes species that may become threatened with extinction if trade is not properly regulated. Examples of Appendix 2 species include hard corals, some parrots, and tree ferns. Appendix 3 lists species that are protected in at least one country, which has requested other CITES parties to assist in controlling the trade of such species. Species are not necessarily threatened with extinction on a global scale. Fiji does not have any species listed in Appendix 3 of the Convention. If an animal is listed in the CITES, you cannot keep them as pets or trade them without proper permits. You can contact the Ministry of Waterways and Environment for more information. And to learn more about CITES, you can visit the following websites.
And yeah, Shania, just like you mentioned that birds shouldn't be kept in cages, let's clarify more on that. Actually, we ourselves, we don't like to keep them in cages. We feel sorry for them. But these birds, if they will be released out in the wild, they wouldn't survive. They wouldn't make it. I'm sure for it. They wouldn't make it. Just like I said, they are from different islands. They belong to different islands. And we have lots of introduced species here, like the minor birds and all the other birds that will kill them and chase them away. And food source too. Population of human has grown, and if someone sees them out in the wild, I'm sure they will try to capture it and keep it as a pet.
Yeah.
So most of these, I guess not most, almost all of these birds are being rescued and brought to us, and we give them a home. Since they have spent all their life in cages and depended on someone else, they won't survive out in the wild. So this is what we do here. We keep them, and if any bird breeds here, we have them. But we basically don't go out in the wild and harvest them off from the natural habitat and put them here. No. We just have these rescued ones, we give them a shelter, and we try to give them a better environment here. That's it.
Becca, I want to know more about Becca the fruit bat.
The insular fruit bat.
Yeah. So you have only one bat?
One
here
bat
at the-
currently.
Yeah.
Like I previously said, we don't harvest them from the wild. So this Mr. Johnny has been here for a long time with us, and he's still here. He's happy, he gets fed, and he gets his favorite food here. Papaya is his favorite food.
Okay.
He gets his favorite food. He's very friendly as well. Sometimes we walk in his cage and we hand feed him, and he loves that. So if you know about fruit bats,
Yeah.
this is the only native mammal in Fiji. Only native mammal.
Wow, that's so cool.
So like I said, Fiji is made up of reptiles and bird life.
Yeah.
And then the only native mammal is the fruit bat.
Yeah, this is nice. Hi, we just had you.
And this is the national bird of Fiji.
That's the lorikeet.
Yep, it's a collard lorry from the lorikeet family, and we here in Fiji we call them kula.
Yeah.
Kula means colorful. You can see our park name.
Yeah.
These birds are the theme name for our
Yeah.
park. Yeah,
And
kula.
the colors.
Yeah, it's colorful. Kula means colorful, and that's the national bird of Fiji.
Yeah.
Like when I was talking about the minor birds, they succeeded in chasing all our birds out.
Yeah.
But the kulas are the only ones that could stand their ground against the minors.
These little ones.
They can be very aggressive. They could be in like a flock of like maybe 10 to 50 to 60 in great numbers. But we don't see that many now.
Yeah.
We would see them in pairs. And even when they're in like pairs, they pick the partner, and that's for the lifetime. They'll stay in their partners for lifetime. And they can be very aggressive.
Yeah.
They can be very aggressive. But they're very, very playful, very cute. Sometimes we find them rolling on the ground, like rolling and playing. So that's the banded rail down there.
Yeah.
Now these banded rails are natives to Fiji as well, but most of us we don't see them. This is because they would be only seen on some of our outer islands where there is no mongoose. Yeah, because they are the ground nesting birds. These mongoose would pick up on the eggs, and they even kill them too. So on the mainlands and most of these islands, we have lots and lots of mongoose. Mongoose, the introduced species. So they just go off killing them and eating them. That's why we don't see them. These guys were brought from Taveuni, and we have them here. I haven't seen them out in the wild, nowhere around here.
Me neither.
So Taveuni, there is no mongoose there. So that's why they are out there. So this here, it's our barking pigeon. You must be wondering why barking pigeon?
Yeah.
This is because if you're wandering to the forest, you might hear a dog barking, doing that woof woof sound. It's probably from this one here. So yeah, they give this barking sound, and it fools most of us around when we're out in the jungle. We'll think it's a dog, but no. And that's why it's called a barking pigeon. And it's also native to Fiji. It would be found in most of our rainforests around.
I have never in my life seen a pigeon that looks like that.
And they also feed on fruits, mainly fruits like
Okay.
small palm-sized seeds. Like we see most of these berries around, they'll feed on that berries too.
Coming up next, we wrap up our visit to Kula and find out more about the activities on offer. Aside from the beautiful animals, Kula Wild Adventure Park is an excellent place for a calming nature walk, and you'll be able to do just that on your way to see the peafowls and parakeets.
And then we have the ringneck parakeet. Parakeets are not natives here. They are from, I guess, India, but they are like spread out all around. Maybe in Australia, America, everywhere, I guess. And they can be of different color variations.
Yeah.
Green is their normal color, the actual color. The other colors is there's just the mutation of colors. They just over time they just go into different colors.
Yeah. If people didn't know, if I wouldn't know that it was a ring-necked parrot, I would think that it was injured.
Oh,
Looks like it's bleeding.
yeah. Actually, only the males carry that ring on that neck. The females no.
Peacock. I love peacock.
That's the daddy. He lost all his tail. This is not the season for them to have the tail anymore. Mating season is over.
Oh, so they only have tails during mating season.
Mating season, and that's to attract the females.
And then what happens to the tail after that?
They just drop it off. What? They'll drop the feathers. You can see most of the feathers are falling off. They'll just take it off.
Wow. And how are they personality-wise?
They are protective
Yeah.
towards the females, and the females, most of the time, what we've seen, they just don't bother. The males go dancing near the females to show off and at least attract them. But the females sometimes just like, whatever, I don't care. They just keep walking away.
So it's basically mimicking real life, like humans.
Yeah, just like humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the male peacocks that have those lovely colors. and
Lovely
colourful-
colors, yes. The females are always this dull gray colors. And the
Wow.
males need that beautiful color. And that's basically just to attract the females.
Wow. I
So-
always thought that the colorful ones were the females.
So the males would put their feathers up,
Yeah.
they'll spread it out, and they'll dance in front of the females just to get their attention. And most of the time, the females just don't pay attention. They'll just walk away.
So they have to work extra hard. Maybe that's why the colors are.
So you can see we've got two females here.
Yeah.
Maybe if one doesn't walk out, then he can go to the other one.
Yeah. What do peacocks eat? What's their diet?
They're just like our ducks. They'll feed on these grower pellets, bread. We also feed them with cabbage because they like the greens as well.
Yeah.
So lots of greens in their food. We'll just mix it up, cabbage and spinach. They'll also have popo, banana. So all this mixed up into the grower pellets and given to them.
Okay.
You can also pop over to the live coral reef to see a variety of fish and coral. After that, you can head to the small insects display and learn about insects like butterflies, crickets, beetles, bees, and more. And there's also a whole lot of seashells to learn about too.
So after you're done enjoying the wildlife, you can cool down in the splash pool or the water slide, and also go for a little walkabout on the rope bridge, which we're gonna try now. It's not scary, is it?
It's up to you how you find it.
All right, let's go. This is so trippy.
We are used to it.
Yeah.
For new people, it's fine.
I feel like I'm on a boat. Oh, that's the zip slide?
That's the
Yeah.
zip rail.
The zip rail.
Yeah. So you can see it's on the rails.
Yeah. Oh, there
Like
you go.
rails, yeah.
Yeah. So there's so much to do here at Kula Adventure Park. That's why it's called an adventure park, right?
So currently our zip rail is closed.
Yeah.
We are just waiting for further notice from the company that designed this up.
Okay.
One of these overseas companies, and they have to come and do the servicing here. So hopefully very soon we'll be back on with the zip rail and lots of more fun here.
A visit to Kula would be ideal for a fun family adventure where you can try out the splash pool, jungle slide, and the rail line canopy. There's lots of learning and fun to be had at Kula Wild Adventure Park, so give them a call or visit their website to find out more about their local specials and rates. And while you're there, visit their gift shop to pick up some cool souvenirs to seal your visit and help contribute to keeping the park up and running.
Well, Sophia, thank you so much for having us here at Kula Adventure Park.
Thanks to you guys for coming and putting up on your TV program. And a message to our community. We are open, we've got specials for the locals. So come over, bring your whole family. We've got things to do for the adults, things to do for the kids. And don't forget your swimmers. There's lots and lots of fun for everybody in the park. And yes, a message to our community as well. With our wildlife, please be extra careful with them. Since we are doing a hard job here and we are expecting the same from you. So protect our wildlife, protect our marine, protect our animals, protect the sea creatures, any animal that you see around. Give us a helping hand to take care of them. Don't harm them. Just leave them as they are in the wild, especially these wild animals, since they are trying to protect themselves. So don't harm them. Just let it be. And we might see you at the park then.
Next week, we pay a visit to the woman that pioneered animal welfare education on TV, Kim Meadows.